Ola paced. Amaka watched. "Stop," her voice was soft. He couldn't. Not with the fear, a live thing in his gut. He was waiting for his friend, Desmond. Desmond, who always brought trouble. A knock. Ola froze. Amaka's hand found his. "It's all right," she whispered, her eyes holding his. But her touch couldn't quiet the storm inside him. It was the calm before the tempest. The door burst open. Not Desmond. Strangers, men with hard faces and eyes that saw too much. Ola's blood turned to ice. Amaka's grip tightened on his hand. "Who are you?" Ola's voice was a choked whisper. The men grinned, cruel and sharp. One held up a hand. A gun. Fear, a cold fist, squeezed Ola's heart. He knew, with a certainty that chilled him to the bone, that this was it. This was the moment his life changed forever. Gunfire. The room exploded in sound and chaos. Ola pulled Amaka behind him, a shield of flesh and bone against the storm. A scream. Not his. Hers. Amaka crumpled, a crimson stain blooming on her white shirt. Time stopped. The world narrowed to the sight of Amaka falling, her eyes wide with surprise and pain. Ola's world shattered. His Amaka. Gone. And something inside him, something dark and powerful, stirred. He roared, a primal sound of grief and rage. The air crackled. The room grew cold. The men hesitated, their bravado faltering in the face of his raw anguish. He was no longer prey. He was something else. Power surged through him, a tidal wave of raw energy. He couldn't control it, didn't know how. The room shook. Objects flew, propelled by an unseen force. The men screamed, their cries lost in the maelstrom. When it was over, silence descended. A heavy, suffocating silence. Amaka was still gone. And he was different. The power lingered, a dark echo in his veins. He could feel it, a coiled serpent beneath his skin, waiting to be unleashed. He looked at his hands, stained with blood. Her blood. He was no longer just Ola. He was something else. Something forged in the fires of grief and vengeance. And the price he'd paid for this power was etched forever in his heart. A price paid in blood. Amaka's blood.